Okay, folks, we are working on section 2, module 11. This is Excel 2019. I am looking at page 11-28. I'm near the bottom, calculating ranks. So this is the follow-up video for section 1. Okay, so on page 11-28, near the bottom, basically this section is going to be to rank items within a field. It says make sure you're in the correct document. Go to the weekly occupancy worksheet. It'll look like something like that. Drag the occupancy field into the values area box directly below occupancy rate. So let's go find occupancy. Put it below that. Click cell D6 on step 4. Click Pivot Tools Analyze tab near the top. Active field group. So we want to find the active field group, which is going to be over here. Click Field Settings. Click our Field Settings button. Value Field Settings dialog box is there. The same one we used on the other side over here. Okay. And we want to show as values, or show values as. Okay. So that's right here. And in the Show Values as Box tab, Show Values as Box, it's going to be this one. We want to select rank largest to smallest. Rank largest to smallest. And then verify that date is selected as the base field. And that is true. Base field. Yes, it is. Date. Okay. And in the custom name box, we want to enter rank. So entering rank, that's step 7. Moving on to page 1129, it gives you kind of an idea of what that's supposed to be looking like there. I guess I should change this to not the day's date, but make it the date base field, just like they have it on page 11-29. And I think everything else is okay, so we'll choose OK. And mine did not work. Okay, back to the drawing board. Okay, so I did need to alter the rank, and I show values as day's date. Should have kept my original choice there. And my rank seems to match up with what's listed in the book on the image there, figure 11-26 on page 29. Okay, so things are matching up from what's in the book. You know, kind of keep in mind, like, why you would even want to do this. Because this is a little fussy, but I can truly imagine how someone may need to use this sort of evaluation in the real world. Okay, I'm on page 30. We want to go to the revenue growth worksheet, wherever that is. That's revenue growth. And we're going to drag I'm on step 1 or 2, drag year into the columns area. Okay, so there's year, drag motel name into rows, drag revenue into values. And then change the value field sum of revenue to total revenue. And they want us to change this to show the value as currency. Currency. Okay. And then we want to change the pivot table layout to tabular. Okay. We want to turn on grand totals for the columns only. On for columns only. Look down at the bottom. There it is. Okay, I'm moving down to the second section on page 30. That's to drag revenue field into values. Drag revenue into values below the total revenue. And we're going to change the name of sum of revenue to percent change. And then click on show values as, and we want to do, let's see, in the show values as box, percent difference from. Okay, so that should look like. In the base field box, we want to click year, because, yeah, that's the percentage across the years. And then the base item on the right-hand side, we want to click on 2020, okay. And then see if there's anything else we need to do. Check, make sure your work is similar to what's in that picture there. Bottom of that page. And when you go to page 31, you should see something similar to what you see on my screen. And they're saying to hide column D. So if we come up to column D, and if I right click, I can choose hide, it's still there. You kind of see it's just missing in there. I can make that come back if just choose unhide. Guess I gotta be in column E. We'll choose them both. Unhide. Okay, so you can make it come back. So verify that yours is looking similar to the picture. Step 9 on page 31. Okay. I'm looking at page 32 right now. So we're going to create the icon set conditional format. So click cell F7. And on the ribbon, click the Home tab. Already there. Styles group. Styles. And click on conditional formatting. And then we want to click on a new rule. And we're going to click all cells showing percent change value. Okay, so that's the middle one. We're only going to do it for that one column. And then we're going to look down here, format style arrow. Okay, so it's right here. We're going to go to icon sets. Okay, so again, icon sets. Okay. Click the icon style arrow. And then click the 3 arrow icon set with the red arrow pointing down. That's 5 arrows. That's 4. That's 3. So the 3 arrow icon set. Then click the upper type box. Okay, so select number, and in the value we want that to be 0.01. Okay, and then in the next one we want this one to be number, and this one's going to be negative 0.01. Negative 0.01. Okay. Okay. Let's just I'm just reading through steps 6 and 7. Okay, so this one's correct. So if it's less than 0.01, Okay, I'm going to leave it like it is, and we'll come back and fuss with that if we need to. Okay, I'm on page 33, and I want to look at this picture and just make sure it matches up with what I have on my screen. Okay, again, I'm looking at the image, and the number figure is 11-29. And it appears as though I have this set properly. So I'm going to choose OK. And when I look at figure 11-30, mine are looking the same. It gives you kind of a graphical representation of those numbers. Sometimes that's a really quick way for people to be able to figure things out. We are mostly used to red, yellow, green. I'm looking at page 34 now. Okay, so we're going to go to the seasonal occupancy. So I'm in the seasonal occupancy. I'm going to click on cell D8. Step 1. On the Home tab from the Styles group, click Conditional Formatting. And we're going to do another new rule here. And we're going to click all cells showing occupancy rate values for motel name and seasons. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. In the formats, actually, okay. So we want icon sets. No, we want 3 color scale, sorry. 3 color scale. And that's step 4. And if you look at figure 11-31, it's giving you all the things that it should be set to. So 3 color scales. Red, yellow, green. It's also giving you a gradient. Go to page 35. If we click OK, this gives us a pretty clear representation of how these things are doing. Extremely low, extremely high, and you can probably guess when you see the color. Okay, I'm just kind of peering over page 36 and 37. It's talking about caching, pivot tables, and how they work. I'd be kind of careful with this sort of stuff, just because Office and Excel itself are changing so rapidly. It's difficult to know like which version of Excel you're going to be using, and sometimes it's tough to control when they update these. So just be careful when you're working with these caching mechanisms going forward. Okay, I'm looking at page 38. We want to go to the projected growth worksheet. There's projected growth, not much there. Click cell B6, select it, press Alt D as in David, and then press, well, that's kind of funny. That does not work because it just paused my recording. Okay, I'm going to have to figure out how to do this, okay, without using those hotkeys. We want the pivot table wizard. Kind of figure out where that's at. Okay, so I'm going to choose. Let's see what this does. Okay, I might need to do something. Give me a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, since I can't use the Alt D and P command because my screen recorder is in conflict, you can see that there's an alternative here. So if I go back to, I'll take you to the whole thing. I go back to the document, find File, Options, Quick Access Toolbar, change popular commands to all commands. I'm going to go all commands. I'm going to go down to the section with P's in it. Close. Pivot table and pivot chart wizard. I'll add this here. I choose OK. Let's see where it puts it. Quick access toolbar. Easy access. Oh, I think it's up here. That's right. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so if I can't do the way it says in the book, now my little tool shows up here. Okay, long way around. This is what we're looking for. Okay, so verify that Microsoft Excel list or database is selected, and the pivot table option button down here is set up, and we want to click next. In the range box, type motels. And if you look at that, it's not just the word motels. Okay, so we want to choose no. Okay, so it's saying click no when Excel prompts you to use an existing cache. And we want existing worksheet. And the expression equals B6. So you want to make sure that one says B6. And you can click finish. And I probably could remove projected growth, fully qualified name if I wanted to. Okay, so it says click finish to create the new pivot table report. Change the name of the pivot table to projected growth. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave it like this now. And I'm now on page 40. And we are in the projected growth pivot table. Drag motel name to the filters. Drag year to the rows. And revenue to values. That way. Revenue to values. And we want to change sum of revenue to total revenue. We want to display these as currency. And currency. I think that's correct. Double check there. Let's see what this is. Okay, I think that's correct. And mine's coming up with a default grand total as well, and you don't see that in the book. So we're going to have to remove those. So we go to design and grand totals off for rows and columns. Okay, so now we're looking a lot like what's in the book. And let's do this. Rows. Let's see if we can change. Not sure why. Oh, because I don't have it in tabular format. Okay, now I get my years correct. Okay. Okay. So I'm on page 40. At the bottom, create a calculated item, calculates 2022 revenue. So click on cell B6. And on the ribbon, click Pivot Tables, Analyze. And in the Calculations group, so find the calculations. Click Fields, Items, Sets. Okay. Click Calculated Item. Okay, so insert calculated item in year. Type 2022 projected. And we're going to go to the formula box and type equals and click 2021 items box and then click insert item. And now our formula is going to continue, so we want to click on the asterisk and then left parenthesis, click 2021, click insert, and then we're going to divide it, click 2020, insert, and we're going to finish it, add the parentheses, so it's 2021 times 2021 divided by 2020. Okay, so you can see that in the picture 11-37 on page 41. Click OK. And now, when we look at our document, we should have another row that got inserted in row 9. They want us to click on motel name in C4. So click the motel name box in cell C4. I do not think I have that. I must have missed a step. Let's